Yo, what's up? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the TCL 40XL. We're going to be taking a look at 54 tips and tricks for this device. So make sure you guys stay locked into the end of the video. And if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. All right, guys, so right here I have the TCL 40XL, and I'm going to jump into the first tip for this device. So the first tip for this device is going to be the notification history that you could actually activate when you swipe down on the notification shade right here. The first thing you're going to do is swipe down one more time, and you're going to hit this little icon right here, and you're going to click that, and that's going to bring you to the option to turn on history to see recent notifications, and you'll be able to see all your notification history as well. So I think that's a pretty cool feature, because if you don't know like what notifications you actually got, you can actually get access to those notifications by going into your notification history, which is pretty cool. So I definitely think that's pretty cool, though they will appear right here once you activate that. So right now there's no notifications because I just turned it on, but that's the first tip. Now the second tip is the lock screen widget to lock your screen. So I have it right here. You can see right there is it locks the screen right here. And it's kind of cool because you can just quickly lock your screen. And so you have to long press, go to your home settings, or not your widgets. And when you go to your widgets, it's going to show up right down here. All you have to do is go down right here where it says launcher, and here it's going to be found in your launcher widget. So you can actually drag that onto the home screen, and now you have the option to quickly lock the phone. And I think that's another solid feature. Now the third tip and trick is the radio widget, and this is going to be pretty cool for if you have headphones and you want to listen to music on the FM radio. So it's the same thing. You go into widgets, and you can go into the radio widget list right here. And once you see the radio widgets, you can choose the one that you like. I chose the smallest one, and I did the same thing. I dragged it on my screen, and it opens up the radio. So now you have the ability to insert a headset with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is located right on the bottom of the phone. Once you plug that in, you're going to have access to your FM radio, which is another solid feature for this device. So I want to jump into the fourth trick on here, which is the pedometer. And I didn't know this phone had a pedometer, but it actually has a pedometer built right in. And this is actually pretty cool. It's actually going to show up as a app. So basically, if you go into your app list, it's probably automatically going to be there right here. So there's nothing that you really have to do to activate that. But if you wanted to see if you could find a widget for that, just find it right here. I didn't see a widget for it, so it's just an app. So that's another thing that's really cool. Now the next one is the screencast option on here. And I have a TCL TV. So whenever I want to, share whatever's on my phone to the TV, I can easily just drag across, tap screencast right here, and I'm already casting right now. In the back of me there is something playing, but I could easily just press this right here, which is the TCL Roku TV, and everything that I'm doing on my phone will show up on the TV as well, which is something that's pretty cool. So another thing that's pretty cool is there's actually two ways to do a screenshot. So if you're inside of an app and you see something that you want to take a screenshot of, there's actually 4 ways to do it. I'm going to show you 2 ways right now. First way is by dragging down, and you're going to locate it right here. When you tap that little icon, it's going to appear. And if you tap this, you can actually go ahead and, you have access to put text on here, erase, draw, and crop. And then the other way is by holding the power button and the bottom volume rocker. And once you tap that, it's going to take a screenshot. So that's just another really nice way to take a screenshot on here. I definitely think that's going to be a solid feature for this device as well. So, those are the two ways I want to show you, but we'll get into the second two ways later in the video. So make sure you guys stay locked in with me. Now, another thing that's pretty cool is this device does have a 90 hertz display. So if you want to activate that, you can go into your display inside of settings, and it's going to be down here at the bottom where it says refresh rate. And so you get smart refresh, which will automatically adjust it, 90 hertz refresh, or 60 hertz refresh to save battery. So if you want to actually put smart refresh, you can actually, the phone will detect when it needs to actually activate that. And so you kind of save battery that way as well. So another thing is that's pretty cool is found in display. And if you go into the settings again, and if you go down, you're going to locate another thing right here in the status bar and notch. So hit that. And once you go into the status bar and notch, one of the things you want to do is you want to actually, you can see right here, you have your notifications icon folder. So all my notifications right here won't be displayed as, like regular icons. If you tap that, it's going to go into a folder, and it's going to show you how many notifications are there. So you can see right here, when I show you that, it's going to be listed as a number. It's not going to be listed as each individual notification. So it just bunches them up and kind of organizes it a little bit better, so it's easier to and more organized. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the display temperature mode, and that's right here on the bottom of that. And you can turn it to vivid, natural, or advanced. And advanced gives you the ability to customize the colors to your own personal preference. So you can make it cool, custom, warm, or default, and then saturated as well. And so there's many different ways that you can actually adjust the temperature on here. So I definitely like these settings when it comes to this device, because it's giving you full customization over the display and the way it looks. So another really cool and useful feature is how to make your apps into folders. Long press the display and then go into home editor. Now that you're in home editor, you're going to see you have all your apps here on the home screen, and how you want to actually bunch them up into folders is organizing them. So right here, I can see I have Facebook and Instagram. I can make that into a folder, as well as Messenger and X. And then what I want to do is hit the button called group. It's not responding when I tap it, but when you do hit that, it should group them up automatically. So let me try that again. Group. Okay, it did it. It just kind of lags though. Like, there we go. Let me see something. Or you could just drag them into each other like that, and then that's gonna group each and every application together so that they're more organized. I can do that with everything. So I could, if I see like music apps or shopping apps, these two I want to group together, and it actually groups them together if you like slide them next to each other. And so that's another really cool feature as well. So now you have more organization, and then you could name the folder right here. I'm going to name this one shopping, and I'm going to name the other one social media. All right. So that's another really cool feature as well. So the next feature I want to jump into is how you can actually, add windows to your home editor. So you long press one more time, go to home editor, and let's say I only have 3 windows right here. So if I want to add a fourth one, you have to drag one of these icons into the right side of the display right here. And then that automatically creates another window on your phone. So that's actually pretty cool, because you can add as many windows as you want as well. And so it's going to give you more customization. You can add, more widgets on here as well. So let's say I wanted to add my verses of the day. I could put that on this new page. and now I have that fourth window as well. So another one that's pretty cool is the wallpaper and style. So if you go down into settings, go into, wallpapers right here in the home settings, long press, go and click wallpaper and style. And then after you click wallpaper and style, it's gonna give you the option to customize your wallpaper colors right here. This is something that's cool because now the back drop is going to change colors to this really nice green color. I really like this color right here, so I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it like that. But you also get your basic colors, and it gives you themed icons as well. So if you turn that on, your icons are going to change to that nice green color as well, which is going to make it pop and make it stand out. So I think that's another solid feature as well when it comes to this device. So if you want to actually organize these apps more without actually dragging each one, you can go right here. And what you have to do is you have to go into home settings. So click home settings and then hit the button that says fill empty cells. Once you apply this, you're gonna notice right away the organization here. So they're gonna be neatly put in rows, and everything is gonna be more organized on there. So that's a quick way to actually do that. You also have your ability to disable hot apps. Now, if you don't know what hot apps are, that's because I disabled it already. But one of the things you have to do is go into home settings. And if you actually turn that on, this is actually bloatware in my opinion, because it's actually making you download apps that you're not really trying to download. But it actually recommends like apps that you can download on here. And most of these I don't even really want. So I just went ahead, I tapped, home settings, and then I turned off the hot apps. And so now that whole folder will disappear, which is good because I don't want to see that most of the time when I'm using this device. Now, if you're in home style and you want to actually change it from the app tray to just like having everything in one space, go into the home settings again and you can actually turn off your app tray. You can go right here, home app launcher. You could change that. But the other thing that you can do is turn off the app tray. So right here is going to say home style. And then you're going to see right here, if you want to turn on home screen only. Now everything is going to start to load right here at the bottom. And then everything is going to appear on the home screen. So all the apps will appear on the home screen. Let me see, what's this? So now it's giving me this news thing, which you could also turn off as well. This is like the TCL news thing. I'm going to show you how to turn that off, but it's pretty much the same deal. So like I don't want that on there. So but when you actually swipe to the left, you can see your Google tray right there. And then if you want to turn off that thing, you can go right back here, and then it's going to give you the ability to turn that off like right here, so you don't have to see that ever again. So I think that's kind of cool that they give you the ability to get rid of that. All right. So like I said, if you're still here, just type down below I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people. And if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So let's just jump into the next tip on this device. So the next tip on this device is going to be the home screen and locks. So this is another really cool feature as well. So wait, hold on. Before I get into that, I wanted to show you something real quick. You can actually display recently used apps inside of your home drawer, your drawer. So let me go back to the other menu because I'm used to having an app tray. It's going to load up again and then it'll return back to normal. But if you want to have, like right here, you can see recent apps up there that I used at the top. So all the apps that I recently used are at the top. If you want to turn that off, you have to go into the home settings again. And then right here, it's going to give you the ability to take that off. I kind of like that because it lets me find it quicker, the app I was using last or whatever. So I think that's another solid feature as well. So go into the home screen and lock. um, which is going to be found inside of the settings right here, home screen and lock. And one of the things you want to do, let me make this a little bit brighter. It's actually at 100% brightness right now. But inside of the home screen and lock, you can actually change the lock screen style from TCL style to classic. So it gives you two different options. So now the lock screen um, is going to appear different. It's going to give it a different vibe and everything like that. So, you know, I think that's going to be another solid feature as well. But you could also do another thing inside of home screen and lock, which is shortcuts. So if you go back to that, go right here, go into home screen and lock. And one of the things that I wanted to show you was that you have the ability to create shortcuts on the lock screen. And so it's going to give you the option to change the left and the right shortcut. Right now it's the camera and the dialer. So it only gives you these options here: the Google, the camera, front, portrait, pro mode, and video, the phone, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna leave it at that setting that it's at right now. But I definitely think that that's gonna be useful. Um, I'm saying, with this device as well. So just another note that I wanted to throw out there about this device, that you do get some shortcuts as well when it comes to using it on the lock screen. You also have wake screen for notifications. So whenever you get a notification, your screen will actually it'll actually get bright, and it'll show you that there's a notification so that you don't miss it if it's laying on a table. You also have the ability to create put your name here or your phone number in case someone, if your phone gets lost, you want to put something there so that someone can actually find you or contact you. You have that message that's going to say, now it's going to appear on the lock screen. So it should say my name at the top right corner, as you can see right there. So that's another really cool feature as well. You also have some really cool features on here for, also the pocket mode inside of there. So like if the phone is in your pocket, it'll prevent you from accidentally touching the device and miss, like maybe you might text someone by accident when the phone's in your pocket. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to be ghost texting somebody or ghost calling somebody, because then they're gonna call back and like expect you to like have new like something to say to them. But you know what I mean, you don't want to get into that situation. So just turn on pocket mode. And then you have another really cool thing is that fingerprint right here. So the fingerprint is actually really customizable as well. So it's actually right here, but if you can find it by going into the security on here, if you scroll down a few more times. So if you go down a few more times, you should find fingerprint and security for biometrics, and tap the one that says fingerprint. Let me type in my PIN number. My PIN number has been typed in. So now you can see right here, you can verify which fingerprint was already added by touching it. And I have 3 different fingerprints you could edit right here. And you could name it something else or remove it. So this is my 3rd finger. This is my 2nd finger. And then my thumb is my 1st finger. So that's kind of cool that it reminds you which one is which. Okay. But I definitely think that's going to be pretty solid as well. But you know what I'm saying, you could locate which fingerprint is which. So you could also touch and press, or you could touch or press to unlock the device, which is cool. So right here, you can see right here the unlocking method when screen is off. If I lock it and I touch this button, it's gonna unlock automatically. But if you don't want it to do that, because a lot of times you're picking up the device and you accidentally touch that, it's going to unlock automatically. So you might want some extra security. So you might want to activate press, because if you activate press, now if you touch it, it's not going to unlock until you press the button. So it gives you a little bit more sense of security, so you're not accidentally unlocking your phone whenever you grab it. So that's an extra layer of security, so you're not like, someone can't put their finger up to your phone and touch it while you're sleeping. You have to actually press it, which is kind of cool. So I think that's pretty solid as well when it comes to this device. So now that I jumped into those, I'm on my 25th tip right now, found under display. And if you go in display settings, go into the option where it says display. After you click that, one of the things you want to do is change the timeout activity from like 15 seconds or 30 seconds to like, I would put it between 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Let's do 5 minutes because you might be reading something, then you don't want the screen to unlock on you while you're reading it. So just turn that on, and then and then you could just lock it whenever you want, but you don't want it locking while you're actually reading something or doing something. So I recommend that you actually turn that on. So the 26th trick on here is in Next Vision. This is going to give you image enhancement for when you're viewing, images and contrast and sharpness. It's going to make that look better. Also for video enhancement, you want to turn that on. Improve shadows and detail when you're gaming. You also get this reader mode, eye comfort mode, and display darker mode as well. So in dark light environment, the display will actually get to a lower brightness. And then when you actually turn this one on, it says right here, sunlight display mode. It'll increase the visibility under direct sunlight, which is also another really solid feature for the TCL 40XL. So if you made it this far in the video, I want to recommend you take a break real quick. All right, so we're back. So the next feature we're going to jump into is basically notifications icons folder. So basically we want to do is go back down into the settings, go into notifications real quick. You can find it right here at the top. After you click that, what you want to do is actually make it so that, I think I showed you this one already, but click that and it's going to number the folder, but that's just another way to get to it. You also have the ability to, on the lock screen, show all notifications, hide sensitive notifications, or don't show any notifications at all. So it just depends on your personal preference, what you want to do, but you could find your notification history right here, the one I was showing you before. So everything that happens on this thing will appear right here, and it's going to basically show you your history inside of here. So that's actually how you find your notification history, the one I was talking about earlier. And so the next feature that I want to jump into on this device, this is going to be the 30th tip for this device. So let's just jump into that real quick. I'm going to actually let you guys know that real quick. And it's how to disable notifications. You have to go to the manage notifications section right here. And right here, you can manage all your notifications. I know a lot of apps you don't want to get notifications from. Like some of these games be popping up while I'm just at work and it's not important. So I don't want to be notified when that thing comes on, like PUBG, for instance, or any game or something like that, like the wallpaper app. I'm not really specifically interested in getting a notification on that one. So you could turn off certain notifications for certain apps you're not interested in getting notifications from, which is actually pretty cool. All right. So the next thing I wanted to show you was the other two ways on how to do the screenshots that I was talking about earlier. This is going to be found in the gestures. So if you click button and gestures, and you click right here, it's going to give you access to buttons right here. You can see right here, button navigation or gesture navigation. So you can change between those two, and you can have the keys or you can have the gestures. And I like to have the gestures on at all times. You also do get 3-finger screenshot, 3-finger regional screenshot. If you pinch with 3 fingers, it's going to take a regional screenshot. You also get lift awake, and if you tap swipe down with 3 fingers, it will take a screenshot as well. So let's go into, let's say you're shopping through Amazon and you see something that you want to remember. Let's say I don't know, let's like see what is interesting at the moment. This thing is still loading. Okay, here we go. So let's say I see like this candy right here. Let's say I want to order that but I don't want to forget that I want to order it. All you have to do is swipe down with 3 fingers and you get your screenshot right there. You can swipe it away. You also do get the ability to pinch with 3 fingers, and now you get that regional screenshot, which will actually just take a screenshot of this thing right here. So, and then you can save that. So that's cool because now you can view it and it's actually just that little image. So regional screenshots actually just show a piece of the screen, not the whole thing. So I think that's going to be pretty useful as well. Okay. So there's another thing, the 33rd tip on here is going to be the power key options on this device. So that's pretty cool as well. Let's go back into settings. If you locate, if you want to locate the power key on this thing, it's a quick launch to the camera in buttons and gestures. So you can click that and then you can quickly launch the camera or end a call or turn on the Google Assistant with the power button. But I like to leave that off because I like the power button to just be the power button. So double tapping that will easily access your camera very quick, and then you can get to whatever you're trying to do when you're taking photos or whatever. If you see something real fast and you want to take a photo of it, that's a fast way to actually get to your camera. So I think that's pretty cool as well on this device. So advanced features inside of this device will actually get you to your screen recorder, which is right here. So you can actually record in 720p, but not 1080 or 480 as well. And so those are your two options that they give you for screen recording. And you could also change it to mic, mute, system, or system and mic. So you have those options as well to change it when you're actually screen recording too. Okay, so the next feature that I want to jump into is going to be found inside of Smart Manager. Smart Manager is an easy way to optimize your smart device quickly. So you can clean it up right here just by scanning through it, and it's going to recommend different things to clean up on your device. And so that's going to actually close out some of the stuff that's not being used on here. If you go back, you have the ability to, right here it says block apps from auto starting. So you can manage which apps you want to auto start or not, which is cool. And then you have this option for memory. You can clean the memory on this device just by tapping that button. And so now it's going to allocate more memory when you hit that. You also have the ability to look at the battery on this device as well. And so one of the things is that they have normal battery savings mode, which will give you like intermediate savings of the battery or super savings of the battery. And you could also turn this one on where it's going to basically notify when high power consumption apps are found. So I definitely like to turn that on. And then you can look at the battery consumption of your phone right there and see the screen on time and things of that sort. So that's very useful as well. You also do get your safety and emergency. So if you're in a critical situation, you might be getting robbed, you might be getting a family member might be in trouble and they might be needing some assistance with medical attention. What you're going to do is you're going to tap this button 5 times. And what it will do, your phone can actually call emergency services, share info with emergency contacts, and you can record a video. You're going to have to set all that up right now. But I'm not going to do that right now because I just showed you how to do it. So you could do that right after this. Okay. But another thing is that a lot of people don't have the best eyesight in the world. And you know what I'm saying? As you get older, or even if it's just could be genetics or whatever, you may have a hard time looking at the screen. And that's when you can actually go into accessibility and go into display size and text. And so this is going to help you see your phone better. You know what I mean? And so you can see your phone better when you turn that on. Everything's going to get bigger. All the words are going to get bigger. And you're going to be able to read everything easier. So I recommend turning that on if you wear glasses or something like that, and you want to have better visibility of the screen of the display. I said the screen. So that's actually a really solid feature as well. Go back in there though, and I want to show you something real quick for color and motion. You could remove animations as well. So go back into accessibility, go into color and motion. Removing the animations will make the phone feel quicker, a lot quicker actually. It's gonna feel a lot zippier because everything is just gonna open up immediate. So I think that might be a nice quick fix to make your phone a little bit more quicker and more responsive to the touch. Okay, now you can go back into accessibility. Now let me make this smaller because I think it's a little bit too big, but I think right here is the perfect setting. All right, so now once we're back into accessibility real quick, the next thing we can do is mess around with the haptics. Now the haptics give you a better user experience because when you touch everything, um, you know what I mean? It's gonna feel better, like the haptic response when you're touching things. So go to haptic vibration right here, and you can get media vibrations, touch feedback, alarm vibrations, notification vibrations. When it's ringing, it can gradually, um, first it'll vibrate first, then ring gradually, which is also another solid feature as well. All right. So now that we talked about that, I wanted to talk about how to do split screen on here. So if you're in an app, let's go into Meta real quick. And if you're in Meta and you're scrolling through social media, you might want to just jump into some. Unbeatable amount of vitamin C. And this phone has really nice speakers on here. It gets really loud. You want to drag up from the bottom, and once it's here, you can see you have this tab option, and you want to tap that arrow, and you're going to see you have the split top. So you can actually split that right across, and it's going to give you access to two applications at the same time. Now you do get 3/4 right here, which is actually pretty cool because you can use 3/4 of this display on one app and then have the fourth quarter at the bottom so you can still see what you're trying to do on there. And then it works horizontal or landscape as well. Actually, it only works portrait. So that's another solid thing. You also have the ability to do floating window on here. And that's actually crazy because now you can actually move this around as such, and then you can click here to maximize it again. But you can mess around with this thing a little bit, so you can actually expand it right here, which is kind of cool. If you click this icon, it's gonna close it up, so you can go back in just by clicking it again or whatever, make it bigger. But you got these 3 buttons on the bottom, which will allow you to customize it a little bit better. Hit that button, and it's gonna fold it into a small icon, so you could use it for later. And then when you're ready to use it again, you could open it back up. You can also, hit apps, switch, rotate, and certain apps will give you the ability to rotate. So hit apps. And so with this, it's gonna let you go to a different app in the floating window. So that's kind of solid because you don't have to do it all over again. Maybe later. You can actually so this one lets me rotate it, which is cool. So now I can actually see this in a sideways fashion. I think this feature is one of my favorites right here. And then if I'm done with it, I could fold it, and then I could close it by hitting the X. So I think that's one of my favorite features on here as well. So that was the 45th feature on here. We have a few more features, so make sure you guys stay locked in because I think I'm going to save the best for last. So this phone actually has AI technology built in, which is kind of cool. So let's say it's telling me to enter super macro mode. If you're looking at something real close up, that's something that's part of the AI features on here. So let me point my camera at something real quick, and the AI technology is going to kick in. So you can see all you have to do is click that. And now you can see right here, you have auto, and then you have the ability to change it to whatever you're looking at that you're looking at. You can change it to. So I think that's kind of cool because you can change it and then apply, and then the phone will make the best shot based on what you're looking at, which is something that's pretty cool. So I definitely like that feature as well. So you also have your Google Lens right here, this button. Once you tap that and you point it at something again and you take a picture, the Google Lens is going to try its best to figure out what you're doing. So it did a really good job because that's the squeeze ball stress reliever, and it actually knows that. So that's kind of crazy that it does know what that is. I think that's kind of cool. So that feature comes in handy not only for that, but it's also gonna like let you help. It's gonna help answer questions if you have trouble like doing homework. It'll just point this at the question and it's gonna find an answer. You can tap it on random objects. You could also translate certain languages with that as well. If you can't read a certain language, just open this up and translate the language automatically. All right. So you also do get electronic image stabilization on the camera in video mode by going into the settings right here at the top left hand corner, and turning this on will give you enhanced stability when you're actually using it. You know what I mean? When you're walking, you're gonna notice that the phone is gonna definitely have a better stable feel. It's not gonna be shaky when you're walking. Also, what you want to do, you have the ability to actually customize the video quality, 1080 30, 720 30, or 480 30 frames per second as well. And then you also have the ability to change the button that you want to be, the shutter button as well. So the volume rockers keys can be actually the zoom or the volume instead of just the capture button, right? And then you can also save your location information when you take a shot as well. So that's going to also be pretty cool when you're using this device. So jump into the picture mode, which is called auto. And I noticed that by default, this phone is not using the 50 megapixel camera right here. So this is the 50 megapixel camera lens on the back of the phone right here. But by default, it uses a 12 megapixel mode instead of the 50. I'm going to show you how to actually change it to the 50. So you can see right here, it says 12 megapixel mode right here. What you want to do is hit this button and change it to 50 so that every single time you use the phone, it's going to be using a 50 high pixel camera by default. You don't actually have to change it because most of the time you will forget. You also have intelligent mode, which will recommend appropriate scenes that you can capture as well, which is also a really nice feature. And then calorie detection, which will estimate the calories found on foods when you point it at it, and it's going to guess how many calories it is so that you can actually monitor your eating habits better. Because I know right now a lot of people are trying to detox because they had that sugar overdose, or I'm saying they drink too much alcohol and they kind of want to just monitor that a little bit better or whatever. But I'm saying those were the 53 features on this device that I actually wanted to share with you. Let me know if any of these features actually resonated with you. But if you're still here, just type down below in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button. And I'm going to check you guys later. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through. If you're new, if you're already a part of the crew, salute. But I just want to recommend that you watch one of these videos on the left or the right corner on the side of me. And I'll get right back with you later, crew. Peace.